What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tomboy After Dark. I am Kristin. I'm joined by Lilla.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Monday. Go Cox. Yes. God, that game. Y'all, I've been a Gamecock fan for a long time. I was in there when we were 0-22 and won that first game my freshman year in college. And just, there is nothing. I don't care what anybody says. There is nothing like a night game in Williams-Brice Stadium with sandstorm and just the insanity. And the fact that we finally won a game like other teams win games against us, like, 15 seconds left. Let's do something awesome. Let's go. I am just, my heart. I love Shane Beamer. I adore his soul. Last year when we sucked and he just kept saying, we do it for the love of the game. I love that man. Shane Beamer, we love you. We love you, man. So, yeah. My voice is getting back to normal now. I kind of sounded like an 80-year-old man smoker for a while there, but we're back. So it was a good weekend. Good weekend. Did you have a good weekend? Yeah. So I was supposed to be with Kristin this weekend, but we tailgated hard
a lot of
before
fun
the game. After the game, we were like, oh yeah, let's pre-drink before we go meet Kristin. Yep. 10 p.m. Sleep.
Well, just as somebody that just doesn't drink, I'm always just amazed by anybody that can function. I mean, I'm a shot, a glass of whiskey, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we
it's enough
did
for
a
me.
lot. We did a lot before the game, on the way to the game,
I
after
feel
the
like
game.
you were with Brantley, right?
Yeah, like where she tailgates, we go there, and then we met my sisters were tailgating in the fairgrounds,
Okay.
and we met them there, and did all the drinking games, like back in college, like Chandelier, Flip Cup, just like that vibe of like we're tailgating, and like my husband's the biggest Georgia fan in the world, so for him to even go to these Carolina games, but I know deep down inside he likes it. He'd be out there with his little towel, like, and I'm like, so I love it. I'll
Well, it's
support
so
Georgia.
contagious.
It is. You can't be there and not get that.
It's so contagious. I mean, it is.
We were on the 50-yard line, second row 2 weeks ago. We jumped the wall, 12-foot wall, scaled it. We were on the field. Like, I jumped a 12-foot wall. I was like, well, I have 2 broken ankles. He was like, it'll make for a great story. So there I am scaling a wall at the stadium. Good times. 42 years old. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was.
I
We were
actually
on the
love
field.
that so much.
He actually did snow angels. He was doing like snow angels next on the ground on the stadium grass. It's great. It's great. He's such a character, and like everybody around us just loves him. So we've got our little
cute.
crew where we sit. Yeah. I love it. I love it. So how was the party?
It was awesome. I didn't know what to think because the game, it kind of worked out perfect because the restaurant didn't really want us until late, and I knew the game would be over like 8-ish. And I also knew that I couldn't worry a whole lot about that because it's still his birthday.
Yeah, right.
It ended up being great. There were a ton of people there when we got there. Like half of my family came, which was so awesome. And his mama made a delicious cake. And I blew up these big, like, standing numbers and then forgot one of them at home. I forgot the 5 at home, so it looked like it was
Zero.
just a 0. And so I brought it in because I just thought it was hilarious. Like, look, my original plan was Danica and I were going to meet at the restaurant beforehand. But then Danica and I were both talking about it with a guy that works at the restaurant and decided that it might be better to wait closer to 8 because they may be busy.
Right.
And it may be hard to get in there and put the decorations up and get ready or what have you. So I had come home and blown up one of the balloons inside to see how difficult it would be. And when I saw how easy it was, I was like, oh, this is fine. I'll just throw it in the car now, not thinking that I had left the 5 unblown up on the counter in the package still. So then Gabe decided that he wanted to ride together. We don't have to get there till like 8, right? I mean, do we need to be there before everybody else? You're not decorating, are you? And I was like, well, I have a few things, but I wanted it all to be kind of a surprise. I didn't want to be like, well, I have these balloons and I've got this. I wanted it to be kind of fun. I wanted it to be a lot of fun. Who am I kidding?
Right.
So any little chance you get to surprise this man, you try, because I have tried to wrap his Christmas presents in boxes inside boxes that are in bigger boxes in big bags, and then I wrap that in a box, and he will still guess what I got him. It's incredibly frustrating. Just to give you an idea of how you can get nothing past this man, the other day, and this is me disclosing a lot here, but I ate something awful last week, and my stomach was upset all week. Okay.
No.
Like, I did not, all I could think about was in Bad Santa, where he's talking about, yeah, you're not going to shit right for a week. I kept asking Gabe, like, what did you do? Did you do something to me while I was asleep or something? Like, what is going on? I have not, like, I'm not okay down there in my stomach. And I mean, it was like Saturday or Sunday before it started to get a little better. And I was eating French fries all week. I had a burger every day. I was like trying to do things that weren't especially cruciferous. You know, I didn't want
Yes.
anything that was going to be like cabbagey or super like
Right.
bulk. I didn't want that.
No fiber.
So I'm at the shop and I have this feeling after lunch where I'm like, oh, I think I can trust that. And I did, and it was fine. Okay, the first one was fine. And then the next one, as I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, this one is fine too. It was actually happening. That's how quickly it was. Like, as I was thinking, yeah, it's fine, it was happening, and it wasn't fine. And I'm immediately like, I mean, I'm freaking 42 years old. What are you doing?
Like, do not let me shart on myself right now, please.
So I'm like holding it, you know, and I go to the bathroom and I take care of myself as best I can. And I have no pants to put on. It's a shop full of guys, and Gabe was gone. He had left and was on his way back. So he and another guy had gone to pick up a car, and the other guy beat him back. So Gabe was right behind him, and he pulls in. As I'm calling him, I see he's pulling in. I hang up. I've got Lizzie with me. I've got my bag, my laptop bag. I'm going home for the day. Like, I'm calling him like I'm going home. It was like 3:30. So as he pulls in, he gets out of the truck and I'm putting my stuff in. I turn around, look at him, and he goes, "You shit yourself, didn't you?" And I'm like, "How did you know? How did he know, Lila?" And he's
Because
like,
he knows
"Experience." He's like, "Experience." Oh my God, it's so funny. So he knows everything. You can't get anything past this guy. And I want to surprise him any chance I get. My family, I think half of them thought it was a surprise, so I didn't think they were expecting us to be there when they were. Because my aunt had asked me a question that made me think they thought it was a surprise, but I didn't care because I was going to be there when everybody got there to inform them it wasn't a surprise.
Right.
I don't. But it ended up being awesome. We had friends come by that he wasn't expecting, and Spud came from the gym, which is always fun. I got to give, I had a large canvas printout of his dragster at World Finals printed out. It's a killer photo.
Wow.
It's like on the track, and it's a beautiful day. It just looks really shiny. It's a
That's
nice
cool.
photo. So I put that on canvas, and Spud was our sponsor on his car this year, so he got to see it too. I got him one too. It's kind of, I couldn't decide if I liked it or not that he was seeing it, but it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't they both have one?
Right.
So of course, you know, he'll just be
Why not?
surprised when he sees it.
Again.
But it was cute. My aunts they always send little $10 and $15 gift cards to everybody in the family on their birthday, because I had an Aunt Louise, great aunt, a few generations back that would do that up till she died, and just try to be, you know, involved. It's really sweet. My dad and his wife came. Yep. My brother was going to come by with a date and he didn't. I'm down on him for that. And he listens to the podcast. So I'm letting you know now, Will, I'm down on you for that. Down on you for that.
Down on you for that.
I'm down on you for that.
Yeah, like, I love a good surprise. I get so stressed out because I want it to be perfect. And Shane's the same way. I can literally think of something and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's da-da-da." And I'm like, or like, he'll say something. If he mentions something and I don't act on it within 24 hours, he's already got it sorted.
He already done it.
You know, right. Like, he is that guy too. And it's so hard because I don't put that much forethought into life. I just kind of, like, I'm more of a, okay, let's just do it. And he's more of a, I want this. I've got a plan. I'm executing today, right now. You know, like all these games we're going to, he buys tickets the day up. Lets me know, like, hey, we're going to the game today. I'm like, oh, okay. and like I love it, but I want to like surprise him and stuff, and I can't because he's always one step ahead of me. Or if I even like look at something, he'll be like, I already ordered it. And I'm like, okay.
You know
But he
what's happening?
surprises me all the time.
Yeah, but things are popping up on his phone that you've looked at too.
Probably, probably. But it just makes me like I'm so
I think that's
appreciative
what
of it, of
happens with
course.
games sometimes.
Probably. And they just know us. Like I be trying to think things through too much before I act on it. And by that time, it's too late. I did surprise him. The greatest surprise I've ever accomplished was a deep sea fishing trip in Abu Dhabi. I literally took off from school, rented this boat. It was just me, Shane, and the little
Oh yeah.
captain. And we went deep sea fishing. He had no idea. The morning of, like I had packed a cooler, everything was set up. It was like the most perfectly executed day moment ever.
That
So
sounds awesome.
it was so fun and so beautiful. But this year's his 40th birthday, so I have, but it's going to be big.
Well, you have 6
Me too.
months.
I know, I know, but here we are. So yeah, but like plans are just always
When's his
done.
birthday?
May 3rd,
May what?
3rd.
I think I've only known April Taurus males,
Yeah. Well, he is a Taurus, honey.
and they're kind of lazy. Not lazy, but lazy's not a good word. Boring is probably a better word.
Oh no, no, no. This is
That's why I say I
I can
never
barely
met a
keep
May
up.
one.
Well,
But if they're anything like the female May ones, I never met an April Taurus that was female.
female, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I've only met one April Taurus at all. Weird.
Even my niece is a May Taurus. And she's a firecracker. That thing's gonna be destined for greatness. I don't know what she's gonna be doing, but it's gonna be great. It's going to be great, and I'm here for it.
The look
I'm
on my
here for
face
it.
is the dogs are barking.
It's not too bad.
Oh, I don't
It's not
worry
too
about
bad.
that. I'm more worried there's somebody coming in.
I doubt anybody that's coming in is going to get past all that or be not scared for their life because they don't know what those dogs are going to do.
If they get past Puddin' Pop, they're brave. They are
Yeah.
brave and probably wearing padded pants.
And Ace, I feel like Ace is little but mighty and will
Much
tear
damage.
somebody up.
He just can't do much damage is the problem. He can break the skin, but he can only do it, he can only get that deep.
Yeah, but if
Not like
he's
my
going
Doberman.
right, but still, I wouldn't mess
I
with that
asked
dog.
him before he left, I said, "Have you been out of town since, I've been here alone since Ozzy died?" And he was like, "I don't think I've left you alone since I went hunting the last time." And I'm like,
Aw. But isn't that a great thing?
I
Like,
know, he
can we just
tried
talk
when he
about the fact
left.
that
My God.
we're so blessed that, like, I miss my husband while I'm at work. Like, I just saw him 3 hours ago and I miss him. Like, the fact that I hate, some people are like, God, I can't wait till he takes his annual trip to whatever, God, this. And I'm like, but I'm going to miss him, like, but it's great.
I do think I think that's older women.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
hear a lot of younger women doing that anymore. And
Mm-mm.
I was thinking about this the other day. You know what also was kind of not, I don't want to say it's not a thing because it's still kind of a thing, I'm sure. But remember back in the old sitcoms where the dad would be kind of just a dumbass
Yeah.
and the mom would be in charge of everything and be so
Yeah.
smart? It used to always
Yeah.
irritate me. It's like, I just didn't like that because my dad was Mr. Mom. I mean, my dad
Yeah, he
handled a
was.
lot of stuff in the house. He did laundry and the dishes, and he was active with the kids and took us to school and stuff. So I don't relate to that whole like dumbass male figure thing. And I
Right.
wouldn't think you would either. Your dad is a freaking
No,
professor
no, he's like the
and
smartest man
demands
in the
respect.
world. Right. And he doesn't even realize how much respect he has, you
I've
know?
never liked the lack of respect in the sitcoms, and it's
Yeah.
mostly sitcoms. And I've noticed that like boomer generation
Mm-hmm.
are almost more likely to do it, and people that are just kind of negative in general.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, I gotta go to work. Don't you have to go to work every day? Do you do this
Right.
yourself every day?
Every day. Do you say this? I mean, there are days. This morning I did not want to go to work, but I do get it. And I feel like so many, like I'm not asking to go back to 1920 where it's like, the woman is supposed to be like well manicured and powdered to await her husband's arrival from work and lay out the red carpet. I will, if that's what, but I feel like we have lost that. Like, it's okay for the man to do other things, but I still want you to be a man. Does that make sense? Like, just
Yeah,
because you're washing
absolutely.
dishes doesn't mean you've lost man points or like your testosterone's, deteriorating. But like, it's
Yeah,
nice, but I still want you to be my husband and I want to feel safe and I want to feel like I look up to you and respect you and honor you. And,
yeah, I
that's
actually
just,
need Dave to do nothing around the house. I'd prefer that he didn't. I don't think it's his job.
yeah.
It's not.
I mean, but
My
it's nice every now and then if they just do it
It
and you're like,
is.
okay, all right.
It is. I just don't, I don't know. I don't know if it would even be odd. I think I tend to believe in gender roles.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
there's so much evolutionarily that you just cannot deny.
Right.
So it's
Absolutely.
kind of like we're gatherers, you know?
We are
We
programmed
put
this way
1,000 things
genetically.
in our cart on Amazon because we're gatherers,
Right.
and I'm gonna find the cheapest bulk paper towels or whatever it
Right.
is.
And that's fine because now
Yeah.
I've won. I've won.
Well, my cousin and I had this talk the other day because I guess on TikTok there's a trend of women saying that we should go back to being just housewives and that why did
Hmm.
women ever fight for the right to work and all this stuff. And I get it.
Hmm.
Listen, if you told me that all I had to do in the morning was get up, take care of my home, the people and things in it, and then make sure there was food here and
And my husband's
Dave was
happy.
gonna come home and we're gonna enjoy each other and have a nice evening, I don't see a downside to that.
No.
I don't. I think that the problem is when and there are some other factors that have gotten tossed in there, like men asserting a certain power or claiming a certain power that women are not claiming,
Hmm.
because that's part of the issue. My cousin was saying, well, do all these women that are fighting for the right to stay at home remember that all those women in the 50s were on pain pills and Vicodin and
Right.
alcoholics and all these other things because they were bored? And I get that too, but I think there's a certain amount of women not feeling like they have a leg to stand on because they're not bringing something into the house
Right.
financially, and that makes no
I
sense
agree.
to me. It never has. I watched my grandmother stay at home. She raised me and she was at home the whole time. Actually, she got a job when she was, I don't know, 70 or 75 at a dry cleaners, like a little part-time thing just to have some extra spending money. I watched her work every day. She had 6 children. She did laundry all day. She was cooking all the
Oh yeah, that's
time.
that's numerous jobs in one.
That's
You
all they
know.
do. That's all she would do. And she had the energy for all of it because she didn't also have a full-time job she
Right.
went to. That's where we had the issue is women don't actually have the bandwidth and the time and the energy for 20 things. Not to be good at all of them.
Well, I saw TikTok in response to the TikToks you're talking about, and this lady said, it's fine. You want us to have 1920s wife energy? You got to have 1920s husband energy.
Absolutely.
If you want me to stay home and cook and clean and tend to the house and take care of the kids and that's my life, then you are taking care of everything else financially, security wise, everything. Like you can't expect me to go work 9 hours and then come home and be that 1920s wife after I just worked the same amount of hours as you did and I'm dead ass tired. And now we got these kids in our face and we got to clean the house together. So like if
Yep.
you want me to have 1920s wife energy, you got to have 1920s
Yep.
husband energy. And then you
Yep.
doing everything. But nowadays, it's like there are so many women. Do you ever watch those? I go down this rabbit hole all the time, but those guys that like, they'll like sit outside of like a parking lot or like on the side of the street and they have this like fat ass like Lamborghini or whatever, but they're dressed in just like plain clothes and they'll try
Yeah.
to approach women, that are like really attractive.
Yeah.
And, they'll start talking to them. And then the girls will be like, you don't look like you have enough money to talk to me. And you don't, whatever. And then as they walk off, they always like unlock their car. And 99% of them turn around like, oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is this your car? And then it's like a whole other thing. And the first thing out of their mouth is, so are we going shopping? So what are you going to do for me? This and that. But you can't do that unless you're giving the man the respect, you
Wife status,
exactly.
wife privileges.
Like you're just a hoe off the street. You want me to spend my money on you and take care of you and pay your bills for what? For what? But it's like you have that embedded in today's culture with a lot of females. So a lot of men are looking at it like, fuck you. I'm not paying all your bills. I'm not doing
Yep.
everything for you. And you're doing this with any guy with a nice car, So
Yep.
I feel like if we're going to assert these standards of, oh, women should be doing this or shouldn't be doing this, and to each his own, like I like working. I like making my own money to where I don't feel like I am dependent. Like, I know if I needed anything, my husband would do it for me and he would give it to
Sure.
me, and it would never, he's not going to let me starve or not be able to pay my
I
own,
know.
independent bills. But I never want him to feel like I expect it or that I demand it or that we're not in a partnership, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely
I
not.
feel like you just have to find what works for you, but you can't
Yeah,
just
and for
even.
your family.
Exactly. And I mean, nowadays, most families have to have two incomes to survive. So it's like those days of us sitting at home and prepping ourselves to welcome our husband home from his long day of work. We ain't gonna have no food in the house because we can't afford it unless we're both working. So I feel like there's been a lot, Back in 1920, you could buy a house for a couple $1,000s off your minimum wage job. Now you can't. So
I could probably, I mean, I know if I told Gabe I wanted to stay at home all day and cook and wear lingerie, he would say, roll the video, baby girl. I'll
let's
be
go.
home at lunch.
Right. Put a ring cam up in the house and just ba-doo, boop, ba-doo.
That's just because he's who he is. But I just don't have it in me. Like, I just have too many things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Too many things I want to create. Too many things I think are cool.
Well, and
I just
now
not a good
now we as
sitter.
women were able to, like we have these opportunities, and that's the flip side of it is, yeah, back then they didn't have, like you said, half of them were strung out on pills and alcoholics because there was nothing for them to do. They couldn't drive, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do, so it's like, yeah, I'm sitting in the house all day drinking wine,
I know,
like
and a
COVID
lot
all
of
over
times they
again.
had one family car.
Exactly. You had one
Yeah.
car, women weren't.
My God, my Nana
The
had
women.
a nanny. Like
Oh yeah.
my dad and in the house that we lived in Kingsbridge,
Mm-hmm.
they had a nanny that came every day
Oh, I believe it.
from 8 to 5.
I mean, overseas, that's totally normal. I didn't know this was a thing until I went over there, and my 11th and 12th grade students are like, oh, yeah, miss, well, my nanny is bringing it up to the school, or oh, my nanny this. And I'm like, your nanny? And legit, yeah, these women over there are having 6, 7 kids, but they also have 3, 4 nannies. So you walk through the mall and it's like these women dripping in diamonds and bedazzled, sashaying together. And then they have a crew of children and nannies behind them, but they don't run after the kid or change their diaper or anything, it's like a whole different world. It's easy to be a wife that way, and then my students would be like, miss, my mom has 4 kids. Can you imagine? I'm like, yeah, 4 kids and 3 nannies. Like, you're in 11th grade and have a nanny who waits for you at the school front door and carries your bag to your car with your driver. Like, that's not,
I could never.
I could not believe, at my
I
brain
could
could
never.
not believe. Every day, every day.
I could never.
Most kids have their own car. And when I say their own car, they don't drive. Their driver drives them to school, drops them off. Their nanny walks with them to the door, hands them their bag, and then after school, they're waiting there.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. So you can imagine. And most of those nannies and stuff, they have kids overseas back home, but they can earn way more money in these countries. So they send all their money home and someone else is raising their kids, And it's just this trickle effect of
So weird.
yeah.
My Nana just had a nanny so that she could play in the bars at night and sleep in the morning.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
It was the 70s.
I mean, listen,
Piano bars.
can you imagine? I
Oh,
just
and
feel
my
like it
dad
was such a
loved this
magical
woman.
time. Oh,
She was an older Black woman, and she was their nanny for over a decade. He loved her.
I love it.
Yep. That
I
front
love it.
room in the house was hers. When you first walked in from the garage, that was
Yeah,
her little room. Cute.
I love it.
Anyway, Ryan Wilson said one time that his grandmother told him that our family was the rich one on the block because we had a nanny. I'm like, we live in a ranch style home.
Right. Like,
I guess it's a corner lot.
okay. I mean, I love it. Love it.
And they lived in the same neighborhood. His grandmother lived 3 houses down from. That's how we all knew. So funny.
But y'all were the bougie. Mm-hmm.
We have really gotten far away from the topic that we had in mind, but I think this might have been
We can,
even better.
yeah. But I mean,
I
we can
think
loop it
wait.
in. Okay. I mean, listen, I feel like we could talk about anything for any amount of time, But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, that can be next week's topic. What are your plans for, I mean, since it's actually, this is going to air before, instead of every time we talk about a holiday, it's like, oh yeah, last week.
That's a good point.
What are your plans
The
for?
next one will air on Thanksgiving.
Perfect. So let's talk
We should wear
Thanksgiving for a few
turkeys.
minutes. Yeah.
Let's
What are
not
your
talk about it.
plans?
We'll talk about
No.
it next time
Okay. Next time we'll talk about Thanksgiving traditions and life.
because it'll be Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, but yeah,
It'll come out on Thanksgiving.
that's perfect.
Or you think we should do it now because nobody listens on Thanksgiving? That's what you're thinking. That's what you're
Hang on.
thinking.
God, this brawl, man.
On the edge of their seats. Take it off. What are you even wearing that thing for?
Because I just walked in from work.
I
But
wore this for work. I had on
I
a
should be
shirt
hearing
though.
back this week. So, but I think another
Speaking
guy
of
where
which,
I work is about to quit too. And I'm like,
I do think this would be a good place to do this because I'm also going to probably send out an email. But I need help.
okay,
I need somebody part-time-ish and not even part-time-ish like every week. I need somebody part-time-ish like, I don't know, where we work on a task basis.
mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Not
Yep,
necessarily hourly or whatever. Just I need somebody that is interested in handling some tasks for me.
okay,
Not necessarily secretarial, but computer-based.
okay.
And
I mean, have you tried? I mean, depending on what it is and like the level of it, but like, have you tried going on Fiverr? Have you heard of Fiverr?
yeah, I just feel like I could get the same quality from ChatGPT
Yeah, of course. But
with
you don't have
Fiverr at
time to
least.
do it.
I think there's a certain people that you could find on Fiverr, but I don't know if I have time
Absolutely.
to dig around and find the right one.
Okay.
There's another service that's like that, but I can't remember which one it is.
It's called Upwork.
Upwork.
Yeah. But you know what? This is the time because everybody's looking for extra holiday money. Everybody's looking for little side jobs and stuff. I would just look around on there. Oh my God, he's
Y'all,
gorgeous.
I can't get a better view than that, but I had to show you. Y'all, she went through the grocery store like a big girl and then sat in my lap at the nail salon and she was so
Spoiled.
quiet. And I just walk in these places and I say, I am so sorry, but she's just a puppy. Is it okay if I just am holding her?
And who's going to say no? Like,
They don't. I did have one guy, because I refused to leave her in the car. I would leave that place and go somewhere else.
absolutely.
And I would just be okay not doing that thing right now.
Right.
I refuse to leave her in the car, take the temperature and all those weird things out because she's still so small and so young. One of the doors doesn't lock. So I'm not risking losing her, somebody taking her. An intact female Frenchie, she'd be gone.
Yeah, for sure.
So I walked her into the gas station down the street from my house that sells food. They have, fried food and salads and stuff and
Oh, those are the best
burgers.
ones. Them gas station.
Oh, they have the best food.
Mm.
We eat there a lot. And they make these huge chef salads and they have the best burgers.
Yum.
But I'm pretty sure they're Bubba burgers, and I don't like eating Bubba burgers. Bubba burgers are kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Real
Bubba
garbage.
burger.
Sorry, but
It's
no.
just the stats are bad.
Mhm.
Stats are real bad. But anyway, the guy said to me, you got to take the dog outside. I said, excuse me? Because he said it so low when he was under a glass thing. I said, excuse me? And he kind of nodded at the other guys that were his bosses that own it. And he was like, you got to take the dog outside. And I said,
No.
you're kidding me, right? I was sliding my card into the machine to pay. It didn't like I was in line or had just walked in.
Right, walking around.
So I had to walk outside, put her in the car, walk back in backwards, looking at the car. I just am terrified something's going to happen or someone's going to take her. My God. She's just a little nugget. And she's growing so big. She went to the party and she wore her little pink sweater dress. It was so cute.
I love
Look how
it.
big she's getting already, though.
I know, you just want to freeze her. Like, just freeze time.
So, you have anything else you want to add to our topic of
I'm going to go and be a
women in the
1920s
workforce?
wife and
Say
go
that.
take care of my husband.
The
'Cause he's
nipple.
not feeling well.
I am
He's
gonna
not
go
feeling well.
see. Yeah, I hate that. That's not
I
a good
know.
feeling when you
You
get
just
that
want to
little pinch right there.
yeah. Oh God.
It's so uncomfortable. Every breath. I mean, even just
Right.
standing up straight is horrendous.
Right.
I actually can't believe it's getting so bad that it's like
It's showing.
inflaming his
I've
muscles.
never
to
seen
show.
it show before. Right. And then
The
we're
only
still working
one
out.
no, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
He
I mean, we're
needs to
doing this
stretch it.
competition at our gym. I ripped my toenail off this morning. And still went. Blood in my shoe. It was really cool. I'm feeling
You
really
don't
good.
need it.
Mm-mm.
You don't need it.
The way I am
You don't
about my
need
feet,
you don't
though,
need blood.
I do, but
You don't
it's
need
just
blood.
going, I don't need blood. I don't need blood.
Your
I rip my
color looks
toenail off,
good
and
though.
I use your banana boat self tanner.
Did you love it?
I do. My hands are a little, I mean, like learning how to, like I forgot to take my
I
ring
just
off.
always wash my hands a little bit,
I did. I tried everything. I put lotion on my elbows and my knees and all the
but it goes
like
on smooth.
it does. I've got like the regular foam kind too. I'm going to try this weekend. I'm going to
I
try
think that
different ones and then I'll give my review. I've got like 4 different brands.
I don't know that I have an opinion on the phone. I just know that this, as long as you're not too wet when you put it on,
Yep.
it just is so smooth and it's not orange. And I mean, I tan well, you tan well, and to
Yeah.
have like an orange, I don't know. I think I'm like yellow. Is that
You got
weird?
yellow undertones? No, it's not weird. I've got yellow undertones,
I feel like I've never been able to pinpoint that really.
but it's starting to
Because I
move
just
it.
get so pale. Like, I feel like I get so pale in the winter, and Gabe's like, you're not the same color as other pale people.
Same. I get that. To me, I feel like I look like like literally an albino, like freaking manatee or something. But
Don't get me wrong. In the last episode, do not get me wrong. I was not like, oh my God, I don't understand why you feel that way. I don't feel like myself unless
me
I have a
neither.
tan,
Right.
unless I look like a little Mexican girl. Like,
Right. Like
I
I
don't
need a
just don't feel
little.
like myself.
Yeah,
So, I
and men don't
mean,
understand. He's like, you're not even that much tanner. I'm like, but in my brain, when I look in the mirror and just see a little bit of a glow,
I'm always
that's
going
all
to
I
have a
need.
little bit on here.
Always. I started using
I'm
this
all about a glow.
spray
I don't have
face
shit on
tan.
today. I'm always too scared to put it on my face.
Well, Shane ordered me some, it's like a mist. It's like a water tan mist. Because like he heard me talking about this and then he has a cousin that has a business that she does her own tanning stuff. And so he ordered it for me. So I've been using the face
That's
mist,
cool.
but I feel like it's fine. Like it's not
It looks
blotchy. It's
pretty.
not, yeah, it's like just
No, you're
enough.
like glowing from the inside out.
I want to
Yeah,
try
I
those
like
gummies.
that.
Have you heard of the new tan gummies? They're
No,
viral. They have,
no, I'm not
I
eating them.
know, they have like it's just like carotene and like, all these things and in such a high dose that you kind of feel
Melanin.
a little orangey. Yeah. Look at her.
You have zero clue how cute she is. Like, I can not even believe the things she does in a day. She's such a doll baby.
She's going to be
Look at her
so
little
attached to you.
belly.
You're never going to be able to leave her. I just want to touch her a little bit.
And everything on her is so soft and perfect, and her skin is perfect, and her little legs are perfect, and her little fur is perfect. And she's just this little ball of perfect. It's so sweet. And she loves Gabe. He cried when he left last night. I say
Oh,
last night. It was 4:30 this morning when he left.
I was on my way to the gym.
Oh, he cried. I thought about going to the gym when he left, and then I thought, no, I'm going to snuggle with my babies.
That's right.
And we got into bed and snuggled. Yep. Yeah, he cried. It was so sweet. He was
But
like, I'm
isn't it
only crying.
nice?
Yeah, he said, I'm only crying because I know what I'm coming home to. And I was like, thank God. Like, women always talk about Rip on Yellowstone. Do you watch it?
No, I have not
Okay,
watched
you know how
Yellowstone.
all of the Beth and Rip things and like all of the women are all Rip crazy and
Mm-hmm.
they think he's so sexy, such a man, and
Mm-hmm.
such a whatever. Rip who? When I tell you some of the things that Gabe says sometimes, I'm like, where did you come up with that? Where?
Right.
Like, I couldn't even come up with any of it. It just, yeah.
And it
And it's
makes
like you
you
said
want
with
to
Shane,
do
like to be able to
anything.
like do anything they need to do.
Right.
I don't know. He puts out so many fires in a day. Like the day with him being gone, I was Gabe. They're waiting on you in the office. Parts guys, they're waiting on a check. And you gotta call and order some shit. You gotta make estimate. Like there's just all these things I had to get done. Thank God the guys can paint.
Right.
Like, I mean, I could if I had to, but I don't want to.
You're not
I
gonna
don't
sell
want
nobody
to.
car. Right.
No, I don't want to.
Well, bottom line is we are just blessed that we have
Yes.
men that they can do everything. They love the hell out of us.
Yep.
And like,
I'm
where am I
making
going?
stay-at-home dog milk shirts.
I
I
gotta get a
am.
dog. That means
I'm
I have to
making
get a dog.
stay-at-home dog milk shirts. I've got this spoiled wife design I made.
I like spoiled wife.
I've got a few new things that I want to do because I have some cool shit we're doing with Tomboy. I'm
Cool.
excited. I have a phone call tomorrow that's about to take shit to the next level, just in case anybody's wondering.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure we're going to do dog accessories.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, I'm putting it out in the universe that that's something I want to add to the list. And
I
I
feel
say
like
pretty sure because sourcing and there's some details that got to get worked out, but if other people are doing it, I can do it. And I would love to have like matching things for the dog. Like, Chloe and I have matching bracelets and collars, and I'm a sucker for that shit. If I
so
could
is
put my
everybody else. Like, there's
I
so
could
many
put my
people.
face, yes, on a freaking pajamas with my dogs dressed as snow globes around me, absolutely. I
Let's
want that. I
go.
want that
Let's
in my
go.
life. Can you
That's a
just sit right here,
necessity.
please? Just sit right here. All right. I love you.
All right. I love you. You guys have a great week. Next time we see you, it'll be Thanksgiving. Everybody be safe. Be careful. Don't let your families drive you crazy. Until that
We
day
won't dress
comes,
like turkeys.
we won't. I would not let you as a turkey. I'm more like an ostrich.
Did you see
An
that
emu.
video? Did you see that video when the fair was here where the lady was talking about how turkey legs are ham?
Yeah.
On TikTok?
Yeah.
I know they're really turkey, but the funny thing about that video was when she took the clip to the turkey legs, and it's just the stick sticking out, and you're kind of like, well, damn, where is the turkey leg?
Like, wait a minute.
It's so funny when she just goes to the thing. You ever seen a turkey leg? And she shoots to it. And just,
Right.
I will. All right, like, share, subscribe. She made me itch. We'll see you next week,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving week, and
It's the holidays. I'm
yep.
excited.
See
We
ya.
got a lot going on. All right. I love
I'm
you.
sure you'll talk all about it.
Oh, yeah, we
It's
will.
all different conversations at
Well,
once. Love you.
exactly. Bye.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a